Good morning, dear student. I hope all of you are doing well. So today let us learn from history lesson number 1, an introduction to history, what, when, where, and how. So first here we can see what is history. Okay, very important. What is history? Here history is defined by the two historians. The first one is defined by the Herodotus. Let's see. The Greek historian is regarded as the father of history. It was he who invented the word history. He said history meant study or investigation of past. According to Leo Tolstoy, the subject of history is the life of the peoples and of humanity. History is not just a record of kings and queens, it comprises the study of human culture and civilization of all ages. And the scholars who describes the past are often called historians. So, as we know that history means the study or investigation of past, and according to Leo Tolstoy, the subject history is to study the life of the people and of humanity. And why this history is important for us? Because it helps us to know our past, and it enables us to gain knowledge of the continuous development of human culture and civilization. Okay, now let's proceed to the next. That is history and its importance. Why do we study history? So here total 5 points are given. Let's see that. History is the life story of man from the earliest period to the present day. Now a question generally arises as to why we study history. The study of history is important in so many ways. The first point is it helps us to know our past. Through it, we come to know about our ancestors, their struggle for existence, and the great achievements they made. Number 2, through its study, we come to know about kings and statesmen as well as ordinary people who have shaped the pages of history. And number 3, it enables us to gain knowledge of the continuous development of man's culture and civilizations. It includes the study of art, architecture, literature, religion, etc. Number 4, it is from the study of history that we come to know the origin and evolution of different languages that we speak today. All right. Number 5, the study of history helps us to understand the basic nature of our society. So that was about what is history and why do we study history. Now let us proceed to the next, that is time frame. What is meant by BC and AD? History deals with the complete story of man, his past, present, and future. How to measure his long period is a problem, but historians have solved this problem too by introducing the concept of BC and AD. So now let's see what is BC and AD. The birth of Christ. Okay, the birth of Jesus Christ is the focal point from which we count the date. If an event happened 100 years before the birth of Jesus Christ, we say that event happened in 100 BC. All right, and if on the other hand anything happened 100 years after the birth of Christ, we say that thing happened in 100 AD. The letters BC stand for before Christ and AD stand for Anno Domini, which in simple language means the year of the Lord. The year of the Lord. Here you can see birth of Christ timeline, BC and AD. You learn this by yourself. And now let us continue with BC and AD. Thus, while dealing with any date before Christ, we add BC to that year, and likewise if we deal with any day after Christ, we add AD. To that date, if we say Alexander invented India in 326 BC and the Guptas ruled over India between 320 AD to 540 AD, it simply means that Alexander's invasion took place 326 years before Christ and the Guptas ruled some 320 to 540 years after Christ. Now, if we add circa with any that, it means that it is an approximate date. That means it means that such a date is not the right or the exact, but quite close to that. It is an approximately date. All right. Nowadays, the trend is to use CE, Common Era, instead of AD, and BCE, before Common Era, in place of BC. Since this chapter is very vast, I'm just focusing on the important topic, and rest you have to read it by yourself. Alright, now let's proceed to the next. That is the geographical framework. How is geography helpful in shaping the life and history of the people? So from this, let us learn geography is affected in shaping the life and history of man. The style of living, clothing, food habits, all are influenced by the geographical features of a place. As it says that the style of living, wearing clothes, food habits are also influenced by it. People living in cold regions like Siberia would naturally wear woolen clothes, while those living in hot countries would wear loose clothes like in Arabia. So here it says that the Great Himalayas range has always been a barrier for invaders from north. India was invaded repeatedly from the northwestern side because of many low-lying passes. And the following physical of geographical division of India have affected Indian people and their history in their own way, like the Great Himalayas, the Great Northern Plains, the Deccan Plateau, and the eastern and western coastal regions. Our next topic is sources of history. Sources of history is divided into two portions, that is literary sources and archaeological sources. Literary sources is a written sources. Here we can see religious literature, secular literature, and travelers' account. And under archaeological sources, that is non-written sources. Here we can see artifacts, monuments, coins, and inscriptions. And all the details are given here in book regarding these points, so read those by yourself. I'm going to explain in brief. So first, let us see what is literary sources. Literary sources are those sources which have written accounts of past. Through this we learn about the evidence left by our ancestors. They have written accounts on various objects like bark of trees, plates of coppers, or even on solid rocks. Now the religious book of Hindus, we have so many books like the Vedas, the Brahmanas, and the Aryanyakas, the Upanishad, the Ramayanas, the Mahabharata, Puranas, etc. And the Buddhist Tripitakas, Jatakas, Diffavamsa, etc. These books give us information about the past. Okay, and I'm going to explain about the Vedas. Vedas are very useful and helpful in the study of the past. They tell us a cultural of the Aryans. From their study, we come to know how the Aryans worship the different parts of nature. And next is secular literature. Secular literature is any literature which is not rooted in religious belief, practices, and traditions. Any story which has no significant basis in any religious can be called the secular literature. It is the historical development of writing in prose or for poetry that attempt to provide entertainment, enlightenment, or instructions to the readers. And under secular literature, so many books we have here also, like the Arthashastra written by Kautilya, give us information about modern administrations and the contemporary society, and the Mudra Raksha by Bikasha Datta yield valuable information regarding the Nandas and the Mauryan. Okay, and now is traveler's account. Travelers' accounts are very important in the study of history. Okay, without them, the history of ancient India seems to be incomplete. A number of foreign travelers, Greek, Roman, Chinese, etc., visited our country for trade purpose, and for time to time they have visited and left valuable political and social accounts which help us to reconstruct history without such difficulty. Also, through these accounts, we have derived the right political or social condition of different times. And now let's see the archaeological sources. These sources are those which are significance, effect on the writing of ancient history. They are inscriptions, coins, monuments, etc., which are non-written sources of history. Now let's see the artifact. Artifact is an ornaments, tools, or other object that is made by a human being. It comprising sculptures and painting. Also help us informing an India of the cultural life of the people of the past. And here we can see the artifact. Artifact or work of art comprising sculptures and paintings, and also help us in forming an idea of the cultural life of the people of the past. And the specimens found at Taxila that belonged to the period of Kanishka throw light on the beauty of the Gandhara art and Greek influence. And in India's sculpture as well as the religious belief of Kushan kings, similarly the image and paintings of Shiva, Vishnu, Buddha and Mahavira, and sculptures of Gupta period which are still found in Ellora caves. And here you can see this is Borobudur temple on Java, and here you can see a wall painting from the caves at Ajanta. And here it says that besides sculptures, the painting and frescoes found at Ajanta, Ellora and other places give valuable information regarding contemporary religious and social custom as well as clothing, food habits and means of entertainment of the people. Now let's see the monuments. The ruins of old buildings, temples, places, stupas, caves, old towns, etc. provide information in important information regarding the past heritage. As you can see the picture here, this is artifact from the Harappan side. So next is coins. Here you can see coins. A large number of coins belonging to ancient times have also been found. These coins are made up of gold, silver, copper, and other metals. They help us in fixing the date of several dynasties. They also help us in many other ways in the study of Indo-Bactrian and Indo-Greek provides in India. Similarly, the coins issued by Samudragupta tell us that he was a devotee of Vishnu. Samudragupta is depicted of his coins playing veena. This proves he was a great musician. Coins also tell us about the economic condition of period and the extent of empire of the kings concerned. And the next is inscriptions. The inscriptions engraved on stone, copper plate, etc. provide us information about important events of ancient rulers, the rock ethic of Ashoka, the Sanchi inscription, the Allahabad pillar inscription, the iron pillar inscription at Mehrali in Delhi tell us about information about administration, the personal qualities of rulers, important dates, specimens, the art, and the mutual relations of different rulers. And these are the sources of history, the literary sources and the archaeological sources. So our last topic, that is importance of history sources, one, past, or many. So we'll just go through with this, okay? In fact, historical sources have a great importance of their own for many countries. From them we form an idea of our ancient culture and about the people who lived in this land from time to time. From them we learn how the different groups of people like herders, farmers, merchants, craftsmen, etc., whom we call ordinary people, lived a different life from the rulers and the kings. The kings, for instance, led a luxurious life in great palaces, while farmers lived in ordinary houses and found it difficult to make the both ends meet. Again, where the kings kept a record of their battles, courts, leisure, and pleasures, the ordinary people like the farmers did not keep a record of what they did. The lives of ordinary people and ruling class were so different that some historians even believe that we have not one past but many past. So from this chapter, let us learn what is history. Okay, as I told you, history is important for us because it helps us to know our past and it enables us to gain knowledge of the continuous development of human culture and civilizations. And why do we study history? The 5 points were given. So just to revise all those, and what is meant by BC and AD, the geographical framework, and last but not the least, very important, sources of history. Okay, the literary sources and the archaeological sources. So I hope all of you have written note which I have sent to you, and read all the question answer very well and prepare well for the exam. Thank you.